We're live. Go ahead, Aaron.
I'm just saying that's a simple reminder once you took a swig of your water that I don't have water. But it's okay.
He
We're
doesn't have
live.
water. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am Brandon Spivey.
And I'm Aaron Whitlow. We are the Markout Movie Podcasters. And today we venture back to Wakanda. Yeah.
Aaron is thrilled for this movie. I tell you, I cannot tell you how excited he really is about this movie. He ventured back to Wakanda. He didn't want to leave. He had such a great time. It's his best movie of the year, ladies and gentlemen. It's the best movie of the year.
This is not real. It's not true. But all right. But before we get to some Wakanda action,
The Hobbit, hello. I'm just going to call you Hobbit.
Bilfer,
Is that okay, Bilfer? If I just call you the Hobbit.
we gotta always talk about what we watched. Brandon seems like he's hyped up on either A, Mountain Dew, B, meth, or C, Mountain Dew and meth, or D,
I'm
life.
hyped on my pain medication because my back is hurting today.
Ooh, there you go.
There you go. So I'm in a great mood, Aaron.
See? Well, I did not put oh Lord. What did I watch? Jeez. Brandon, you go first. So
I'll go first. I got a long list here. What did I watch? I'll start it off with Hustle, the Adam Sandler basketball drama for Netflix. I watched that last week. Well, a week ago after the podcast last week. I thought it was pretty good. I thought Adam did a great job. Aaron's looking for something. His list.
I got my water.
He's got his water. That was important to have his water. I enjoyed the basketball movie though. It reminded me of the Air Up There, I think it was called, the Kevin Bacon '90s basketball movie. Very similar plot, but I actually thought Hustle was better. The Outfit, I watched that. I'm not gonna say anything about it. I loved it. I thought it was really great, and I recommended Aaron to watch it. He asked me what it was about. I kind of gave him a little synopsis, not much because I didn't want to give anything away, but I really enjoyed it. I think it's gonna make my top films of the year, actually. Let's see. I went and seen Till in the theaters. I couldn't watch it the first time. I just couldn't focus. But I rewatched it. I enjoyed the movie, but it makes me angry.
Bilfer says the Spaniard.
That's where he's from. Okay.
Playing for the Toronto Raptors.
I knew he was playing for somebody, but I couldn't put his face to a team. Till was amazing. Yeah, it was angry. It made me angry. These films make me angry though. As a white person, I hate the white race when I watch these films because I couldn't live back in this time. I couldn't live back in this time. I swear I would have been killed, as you know what they would have called me, Aaron. But
yep.
I couldn't have lived in that time. Yeah, it was a really good movie. I didn't like the ending, but
because the ending is real life.
Yeah. Watch Day Shift, which you hate. I actually have fun with it. It was a bizarre vampire movie, to say the least. But I had fun with Dave Franco and Jamie Foxx. I love their banter. It was a weird vampire film, though. Anything? See, I will say one more film that I watched. I watched it last night called No Exit on Hulu. I thought that was a well-acted film. It stars President Palmer, 24, Dennis Haysbert. I think he was also in The Unit. It's about this woman who's in rehab who breaks out of rehab to go see her mother who's in a hospital. And there's a blizzard that hits and she has to stay in this like shelter with these strangers, and somebody in that place is kidnapped a little girl. And she's trying to figure out who it was, and it's snowing. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good low budget thriller. You can catch it on Hulu if you want to, Aaron, and
right.
And anyone else that's watching.
All right. Well, let's start with something I've been trying to watch, but I haven't got to finish yet. So it's right now a DNF as far as I did not finish it.
Did not finish.
Uh, it is Birdie. What's it called?
The Clint
Catherine
Eastwood
called
movie?
Birdie. No, Catherine called Birdie. It's on
Oh,
Amazon.
yeah,
It's
it's on my
I mean
list.
it's not bad. It's just that I haven't been able to get in the rhythm to finish it. Um, let's see. I did watch. I took Bilford's advice and I watched uh Sissy on Shutter. I didn't like it, bro. I'm sorry. I didn't hate it. Now, but maybe what hurt it is when you said it's like better than uh Barbarian and Smile, which I didn't like Smile, so it's not hard for anything to be better than that for me. But Barbarian, it's like high on my list, and so
Boo this man.
I didn't enjoy it. Let's see, Athena 2022 on Netflix. The first 11 minutes nonstop, one take scene. It will shock you, scared. Okay. Um, but yeah, I didn't really like I didn't really like Sissy. I thought it was interesting idea concept, just didn't really work for me. I did watch. I don't know if I told you last week or this week. I watched My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Oh
Um,
yeah, we watched it.
and
We
huh,
started at the same time. I don't know if you finished
yeah,
it. I did.
I did. I finished it. It just I didn't really I didn't like it either. I didn't like that. I'm sorry.
I thought it was
I,
fun. I thought it was
yeah,
fun.
I didn't really vibe off of it as much. Now, did I mention last week I seen Terrifier 2?
I don't. I don't think so. If you
I
did, I
saw
don't
Ter
recall. I mean, I
I saw
remember you
Ter
telling me you saw it through
yeah,
Messenger, but I don't think you mentioned it on here.
I saw Terrifier 2. I did not like that movie. It's just I think now I don't have a I can't do a lot of gore, I guess. I'm sorry. And that's the goriest movie I've
Yeah,
ever
it was
seen.
a very gory movie.
Oh man, it's a split eye. Oh my goodness,
Did
man.
you like the ending though?
I don't. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, just like this weird, and then like Jericho, like whatever. Anyway, um, but what I did like and I did enjoy, and it's gonna be high on my list for the year is Pearl. Pearl makes me appreciate X, because because I didn't really care for X as much, but Pearl makes me appreciate it. Man. My Golf, right? Is her
Hmm.
name?
Yeah,
She is like a modern day scream queen. Uh she reminds me of what was that lady back in the 2000s that was like in a little bit of everything. She's in May, so she's in May.
I haven't
She's in
seen Max,
May.
so I couldn't tell you.
Uh I forget her name, but yeah, she reminds me of her as far as like just every generation has that horror icon, I think, that's coming out, and I think that she was great in it. Absolutely, man. I loved her acting was phenomenal. She was like I couldn't take my eyes off her. Anything she did in
Yeah,
that movie. Um, but yeah, so I think that's the gist of what I watched this week. Other than Wakanda Forever, I do want to go to the theater to see Menu. I don't know when if I'm gonna get to see that. Still haven't seen Black Adam, um, which I can wait for HBO for it. Angela Bettis, yes, thank you. And Anna Faris, she's more of from Scary Movie. I wouldn't consider her that, but yeah. If I'm not wrong, I might be wrong on Anna Faris. Tell me if I'm wrong,
no,
Biffle.
you're right.
Okay.
She's
But
a
yeah,
comedian actress. Yeah,
yeah. But
I've never seen her do an actual horror film,
or
like
an
an
actual,
actual horror film.
I haven't
Um,
seen her do an actual film where she's like a serious role or whatever. I've never
Working
seen her.
Mom can be considered somewhat serious. I haven't seen the show. I just seen like tidbits of it. It seems
No,
like
I haven't seen it.
it's comedy and drama.
But we can go ahead and get anything else you want to mention before we jump into some Wakanda.
No, I don't have anything to mention.
Woo. we're gonna go ahead and say spoilers for Wakanda Forever. Um,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
wait, because The Hobbit just mentions it. RRR got new English dubbed on Netflix. It's getting a sequel. I know you're happy about that, both of you.
yeah.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say I'm happy about it. But
Brandon, you're sleeping on it, bro. You need to go ahead and check that out before you get rid of your Netflix. Well, you say you might not get rid of Netflix. You
yeah,
should watch it.
I think I'm gonna keep it for my son because he really
Um,
likes it. But see, there was something else that got like Escape from New York. It's getting the screen directors for the reboot. There's a rumor that Kurt Russell is going to play Snake again. Thoughts on that?
okay.
I know you're like high on that character, or maybe
No,
it's just Carpenter.
I'm high on I'm high on Kurt Russell, but n- I never really like I never really liked escape films. I like Carpenter, but it's just like I don't blindly love everything Carpenter does. But you know, I mean, it'd be kind of cool, but at this point, I kind of like originality versus just retreading of things. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you
But
mean.
let's get to what the people are here for. They're here for some good old fashioned Black Panther, Wakanda forever. When I say good old fashioned, and it's like brand new. Um, people will kind of fight to protect their home. This is from IMDb. And now I'm going to tell you what my synopsis, what I would say it is. People from Wakanda fight to protect their home from uh, intervening world powers as they mourn the death of King T'Challa. I would say that my synopsis would be um, Wakanda, Wakanda, a year removed from the death of their king, uh, tries to pick up the pieces, yet still deal with threat from the outside. You know, um, and so I mean that's what I would say it is. The MVP of this movie, I'm going to say this. This is who the movie stars: Letitia Wright as Shuri, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia. I know Brandon is so happy that I'm actually doing the names because I know he butchered them. Um, uh, I never knew how to say her name. Denai Guerrera, who is Michonne. I always just call her Michonne. As Okoye.
And he said I was going to butcher the names.
Well, I always butchered her name. I don't know how. Like I've never really heard it say it spoken. So, but the rest of them I've kind of heard how you say it. Winston Duke is Mbaku,
I
who's
love
like
me some Winston Duke. I do.
that's my guy. That's my guy. The great, talented Angela Bassett is Ramona. Um, and then introducing Tanak Harita, Hirata as Namor. I don't know Spanish names. I'm sorry. I can get you to African, but Martin Freeman is Everett Ross, and then Dominique Thorne is Riri Williams. And there's other people in this movie. But yeah, let's go ahead and get you to the numbers, Mr.
The numbers
Spivey.
will be well. They will be much loved. I promise you. It's got a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. It's got a 67% on Metacritic, 88% like it on Google. It's got an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 95% audience score. So I believe it would be considered fresh.
All right. Um, I was saying Angela Bassett to me is the MVP of this film, as far as like her acting is
You know,
so.
John Campea
Ooh,
said this too. He said that she would be nominated for an Academy Award. I disagree. I think she's fine in the movie, but I didn't think she was special. Honestly, she's Angela Bassett, which is she's a really good actress. But the way he talked about that she was going to do something really special in this movie, and I think she does well, but I don't feel like it's an Academy Award performance.
do you think
Not when
Okoye?
you had like
Like,
the Woman King performances, the girl
Come
What's her
on,
name?
get the name right. Come on, buddy. You got this.
I don't know the actress's name
Yeah,
from
you do.
Till,
Yeah, you do.
but the mother
You
in
know,
Till. I was blown away by her performance.
the mother and Till.
The mother in Till.
I don't know who the mother and Till is.
I know you haven't seen the movie, but it's the mom
Dude,
who
I'm
plays.
never gonna see that movie. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there.
I thought she
I
did
don't
better. Like she
I
gave
don't des-
a better performance, but I just can't see a movie from Marvel getting nominated for Academy Awards as far as performance goes. I don't know. Maybe I'm I'm not the right person to
well,
because
with
I
that
have a
being
problem with Marvel today. So
well, wait a minute, hold up. But see, I mean, the same could be said for the other genres. Like, this would probably get nominated for like best costume as
yeah,
it did
yeah, I can see
originally,
that.
or something like that. But comic book movies don't really get taken as serious. Horror movies, I think Maya Goth should be nominated for Best Actress, and that she gave in Pearl. She absolutely blew it out the water.
I
But
agree.
there's no way that the Academy Awards would ever seriously consider a horror film. Uh, and
No,
and and Ty, and Ty West should be nominated for best director. I mean, well, the movies that movie is so captivating, just the way it looked, the way it's shot,
yeah,
everything about
I
that
agree.
movie just like makes you want to go back into it. It remind me of like Wizard of Oz, but like a weird way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but all right, go ahead.
Viola Davis, yeah,
Viola Davis, yeah.
that's from the Woman King. Uh, but like I don't know, like I've been worn down by Marvel since we've been reviewing them all year. So maybe I'm not the best person to say that, but like I thought she did a good job. I take nothing away from Angela Bassett. She did a great job, but I just
Uh,
didn't think it was Academy Award performances.
her,
Yes, there she is. I thought she was amazing.
Danielle Deadweiler.
Yes, never heard of her before, never seen her in anything, but I thought she was fabulous.
Oh,
Fab.
she was in Harder They Fall. She played the
Was she?
yeah, she was one of the she was the one that was like the tomboyish um woman that ended up taking out Lakeith Stanfield like at the end because remember she shot him
Yeah,
before the yeah she was her she was in that movie uh she's great. That's my first time seeing her. It was in that movie and she was like really good in that movie. Um, so I can imagine she's really good in Till. Yeah, I imagine so. Um, The Harder They Fall was a good one. Yeah, absolutely. And he's on top of it with the name. Thank you, bro. Um, but yeah, so I thought so. Let's talk about the way it opens.
yeah,
We open with. I was wondering how they was going to handle the death of Chadwick Boseman, um, and I gotta say I thought that they handled it in a tasteful manner.
yeah,
Um, I don't know, like with someone ingesting the heart shaped herb, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they give them like? Wouldn't they be like invulnerable though? Like wouldn't they be like pretty much like a superhero essentially?
yeah.
That's one thing I didn't understand. How he he is able to succumb um to an illness. They didn't say what the illness was, but I thought for the most part they handled it right well. Your thoughts?
No, I thought they handled. I thought here's what I was about the movie in general, and revolving around his death. I respected the film more than I enjoyed it. Um, but I thought the way they handled his death was it was tasteful. It was respectful, and I teared up in the beginning, and I teared up at the beginning, middle, and end because it's all about his loss, and I felt his loss. Like I missed him so much. It depressed me to watch the movie. I was depressed watching this movie, and just I
So
missed.
with that being said, do you feel like nobody else, uh, because of his death, you feel like no one else carried it. Like you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel
Yeah,
like there's nobody
I
else that
didn't
could? Uh,
like.
uh,
Okay, I felt that it was. I felt Wakanda was still Wakanda, but I didn't feel like this was a Black Panther movie. I didn't feel like I was in a Black Panther movie. If that makes sense. I just I feel like you got all these supporting characters there, but you're missing the most important part. And I felt he was irreplaceable, and you just you feel the loss of him, and like I thought Winston Duke was going to have a much bigger role in this movie, and he didn't. And but I was actually kind of logically I understand why they went the direction they went with and who takes over the mantle and all that, but it just to me it was lacking. But I don't know how else to put it. I just felt like it was lacking.
um, yeah, I thought Letitia Wright did a good job as the Black Panther. Now with her struggle with the death of her brother
Yeah,
and I guess Queen Ramona, taking over lead running Wakanda. Um, I liked how I did want more Winston Duke.
yeah,
I'm gonna say that I wanted more of him because every time he was on screen, like he had a presence about him. Uh, and he gave me my favorite line. They call him Khan, the way he says it. But I loved it. But yeah, I thought, and I I got scared for him at one point. I was like, oh, I thought because when he went up and hit him with the knob carry
hmm
and it broke and then he turned around and punched him. I was like, oh Lord, don't kill Winston. I was like, I thought that M'Baku was about to die. But but I thought that Letitia Wright did a good job, but I wasn't as much interested in her as I was other people in the movie. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Like other people in the movie piqued my interest more. Whether it's Riri Williams, I liked her introduction, and I liked Okoye. I always liked Okoye, aka Michonne.
yeah.
Um,
And she
I
was
like
good.
I like her. But yeah, and then um, freaking the what's his name? The Submariner dude.
Namor.
Um, Namor. Yeah, I thought that he was great. I actually it kind of made me want to see just his film. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
feel
like
like it was more his film than a sequel to Black Panther. But at the same time, I know nothing about this character. But to me, it just felt like this is Marvel's version of Aquaman. It's that's what I was thinking, and I love when Winston Duke says "Fishman." It just made me think of Jason Momoa and Aquaman. But I loved Namor character. What they did with him. Like I said, I know nothing of the comics, so I don't know how accurate it is. But I loved his performance, and to me, he was actually the most interesting part of this movie. I want more of him, and I'm glad they didn't kill him off because I was like, man, he's going to debut and they're going to kill him. And I'm glad they didn't, but I want more of him and his world. So that's my
I
takeaway from him and his people. I want more of it.
yeah, I would have liked like for instance. Did tell you this that my theater the screen was very dark, so I couldn't really see a lot
Yeah,
of what was going on the screen, and I thought the movie was dark. I didn't think it was just the screen. 'Cause I was like, why did he shoot it so dark? But I would like to see it again, but I don't think that if it's tell you how my score would be, I would not pay or go to the theater to see it again. I would like to see it again, but it'd probably be when it's on Disney Plus. Um, and I just, for the most part, when I was watching the movie, I never was bored or anything like that. I just felt, for one, couldn't really see it, so it took me out of it. Two, I felt like they kind of wanted to force an emotional response to Chadwick uh, Boseman's death from me, but it's being so far removed from the, like, if this came out like maybe within a year, the year or a month or so,
Yeah.
at the months maybe after he passed away, it would be so still new, and I would, you know, feel it a little bit more. But I didn't, and not once did I really tear up or anything in the movie. Um, I just, for the most part, I was like, man, I when Sherry became the Black Panther, I felt like she was. I didn't feel like she was the Black Panther, and I'm not trying to say that because she's a woman. I thought that I thought that Lupita Nyong'o would have made an excellent Black Panther. I thought, Okoye, Michonne, I'm gonna always just call her Michonne, would have made an excellent Black Panther as well. And I thought Letitia Wright, I didn't buy her as the Black Panther. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. And I know it might be controversial, and people may, you know, don't try to cancel me or anything. I'm sharing my thoughts. But go
I
ahead,
think a
man.
lot of people feel that way though. If you hear the chatter online, they didn't really like her as the Black Panther. For me, I was emotional, too emotional, I guess. I thought they were going to bring back Chadwick for one
Like
last
via
scene. Yeah, CGI him somehow, and but in my heart, I was like, no, they're gonna make Shuri the Black Panther, and I'm fine with that. Actually, I like it makes the most logical sense.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know, it just didn't hit me the way it hit me in the first film when Chadwick's the Black Panther. Like you feel that connection with him,
Mhm.
and when she goes and there is a surprise cameo in this movie.
Oh, we're gonna get on it. We're gonna get to it.
Um, I, I thought maybe somehow she was going to bring him back to life or something. Somehow I don't know. But yeah, Killmonger is
Yep.
is in this movie. I loved Michael B. Jordan in this, even though it's just a cameo. I was like, man, they shouldn't have killed him off.
Yeah.
He's really good as this role. It's like you got to bring him back somehow.
That's
Got to
what I
find a way.
felt. I felt that way. I felt like, man, I thought, oh, maybe she's gonna some way bring him back from the ancestral plane to
Yeah,
like to inhabit, you know, like, or become the Panther. I don't know. But it just was when that was a great cameo. Like I was like, I wonder who's gonna be. I thought at that point it was gonna be Chadwick for some reason. It's sitting on the throne there. And I was like, but it'd been weird. It would have been weird to see. Um,
it would have been.
but I'm glad it was Killmonger. I'm glad it was Michael B. Jordan. I was like, really. I was like, yes, man. I was like, man, and it's just like that little scene. He owned every
Yeah,
bit of that scene because oh man, it got me so hyped to see Creed 3. Like just seeing, like, plus it showed like prior to the movie, it's like they showed a trailer for Creed 3, and I was like, man, I'm there. You got Jonathan Majors, you ain't got Michael B. Jordan in the same movie. It's gonna, man, I'm there. But yeah, I thought he was great, man. I wish, but I just felt like her. You know how Chadwick or T'Challa felt when his father got killed by what he thought was Bucky Barnes, right? What he
yeah,
thought was the Winter Soldier, and I felt his anger was more realistic towards Bucky Barnes. Who he thought killed his father. I
yeah,
thought that felt more realistic than Letitia Wright's anger towards Namor. I felt like she wasn't. She seemed like she was angry, but I didn't feel it. You know what I mean?
yeah. I, I don't know if she. I just feel like she was angry more about losing her brother and her mom. I mean, she was angry at Namor, but I don't believe should have been the.
Yeah. Ooh, I've been down for that. Maybe with that, I don't know how they do it. That wouldn't do it. I was gonna say maybe they skipped ahead like so many years, and he's gonna be he grows up to be T'Challa Jr. But
Well,
no.
that's not even possible with him being Krang,
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. He's Kang. He's Kang.
Or Kang. Okay. Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't know these characters. They're going far past my knowledge. But I think he's going to be great in that role. But yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
you mentioned there is a kid at the end of the movie. Yeah. How'd you feel about that? You felt that they kind of rushed
Oh
that, or
yeah, Brandon, you went away there. But anyway,
well, you mentioned him. You there? I'm by myself. I think he's coming back, but I'm not sure.
Brandon,
I for a split second,
can you hear me?
I hear you now. I see you
Okay.
too.
All right, that's weird. Okay. So I don't feel like they rushed it, to answer your question. I felt like that he was I thought it was a nice little way of handling recasting T'Challa. I thought they did it in a simple way that later on I'd love to see where they go with that story.
Yeah,
I thought that I didn't find because I'm in the camp that they recast T'Challa anyway, but I think that they handled it well. I thought that they handled it like well. That's a good way to do it. Like to establish there is another T'Challa that will eventually be the Black Panther. You know,
yeah.
I want to. So let me ask you. Go ahead and tell me your thoughts on it. Also, Brandon is good. I hope so. Let's go, Brandon. Um, uh, what were your thoughts on the ending with what were your thoughts on so did Winston Duke the M'Baku becomes the king of Wakanda? Do you feel like that's what's happening?
You mean when he's challenging the throne?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, who's gonna stand in his way? I mean, realistically, yeah, I felt that's what he was doing. He's gonna become the king. Um, and I mean, who else you gonna get?
Yeah. So he's the king of Wakanda and then Shuri will be the Black Panther for Wakanda. Um let's talk about Riri Williams. So for those who don't know, Riri Williams in the comic book is like um essentially like a protege to Iron Man. She's a very smart person. She went to MIT. She's from Chicago.
Yeah,
She she built things like with scraps and did a really great job. Like she has a genius mind that Tony has. And so I think Marvel, it's my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. I think Marvel's trying to set her up to be maybe uh, the successor to Tony Stark in the sense of being, because her name's Ironheart, but to kind of create like a suit that is sort of like Iron Man, but not Iron Man. So she doesn't have the resources that Tony has,
yeah,
but maybe eventually she will get those. But what were your thoughts?
yeah. I thought it was when I first saw it, saw her pop up, and saw the suit and everything. I thought, well, this is their little protege at the Iron Man. You know, it's I didn't mind it actually. I've seen some people complain about it, but I was like, I thought she was one of the best parts of the movie. Like she was fun. I enjoyed her, and so I don't have an issue there. I just I don't want them to copy and paste people we've lost. You know what I mean? Like I don't because I don't know. I hope they go a different direction with her. Like make her the next Iron Man, but make her different,
Mhm.
essentially. But I don't know. I hope it works out. I hope it goes in a great direction. It's just Phase 4 has just been a mixed bag, you know.
Yeah, Phase Four has not really, and honestly, I thought that this movie was going to be like the top of the mountain for Phase Four, like the way that it ends. Which, no, I would say, I mean, I didn't hate it, but I still feel like uh, into the not into the Spider Verse, but No Way Home is the best film that has come out within this phase. And I think Shang Chi. is next.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think that this would be third, and then I would say the Multiverse of Madness would be fourth. And I say that because of Wanda.
Yeah.
Wanda is the saving grace in that film.
I
And
don't.
then,
Yeah, that's the funny thing. I don't know which I liked better. Doctor Strange into the Multiverse of Madness or whatever it's called, and this. I don't know which one I actually like better. I think Doctor Strange was more fun than this, but this had a lot of heart. I mean, there's a lot of emotion at stake here. But it just, I don't know. It felt like a mixed bag at times. Um, like which is what Phase 4 has been. It's been a mixed bag. Uh, so I'm hoping they get it going with the next Ant-Man. Hope that kicks off in a good way. I'm fearful of it, but I'm hoping it's a blast. But I don't know. I'm like you. I didn't hate this movie, but I respect it more than I enjoyed it. Um,
yeah. Yeah, that's kind of how I land on it. I'm just kind of looking to see if there's anyone I missed that I like to talk about. Uh, Oyo and then Anika. Anika, she's the one that had the daggers, and then Okoyo says, "Hey, you need to carry your spear, not daggers." Okoyo, aka Michonne, I'm gonna still call her Michonne. Danny, Dania. I cannot pronounce her name, but anyway, uh, she was great. I love her as an actress. Period. Like, and I love her as an actress. Even though, granted, I haven't really seen her in many things other than like maybe Walking Dead. Which don't spoil it for me. I'm nowhere near anywhere near wherever Walking Dead. No spoilers.
that's me. I haven't seen
But
anything since Negan was caught, so I
yeah,
don't know anything past that.
but but yeah, but I think I love her as an actress, and I love when she shows up and stuff. Lupita Nyong'o, I love her. Period. I think that she's excellent, and her just man, it has this movie has some heavyweight, actors and actresses in it. And I thought that they handled Chadwick's death well. I thought they handled moving past that well, but I just felt like I still felt more or less underwhelmed
Yeah,
with the film.
I feel it. I do. And some people have compared it to Endgame, and I scratch my
How?
head on that.
How? How?
They just
How?
think. I mean, I didn't go in details with them, but I have a friend that he compares it to Endgame. I don't see how, but I'm glad he had that kind of experience. I just said I didn't, but I'm happy that he did. And for the people that are saying that, I'm happy for them. I didn't have that experience. Uh,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
never would crap on no one for like loving a movie. If they went and they loved this movie and they absolutely just head over heels for it, man, more
yeah,
power to them. I don't say, well, that's man, that's foolishness for one. Judging folks for what they like and what they didn't like. But hey, I'm glad that they liked it. I'm glad they enjoyed it. Like Salithia went with me to see it, and she loved the film. She absolutely loved everything about it. And then my buddy Quentin, he was there as well. And he's like, it wasn't. So he's more like me. He was like, it wasn't really, you know, uh, all that. But I thought they had some great themes, great ideas, and great concepts. I just felt like it could have is like all over the place, and I didn't feel
yeah.
like
I
it
felt
was
it was
really
all over.
cohesive. Yeah, I didn't feel like it was really cohesive. I felt like Angela Bassett's Ramona's when the way she went off on Okoye for like essentially losing her daughter. Uh, I felt there was too much. You know what I'm saying? I felt like
But
it's understandable,
I
but
mean, she lost, essentially Chadwick. He's gone, so she's under a lot. My Phase 4 ranking: Spider-Man, No Way Home, Black Panther 2, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Black Widow, Eternals, Thor, Love and Thunder. Uh, you know, I think me and Aaron are going to disagree with you on Black Panther 2, but for the most part, I think you're pretty much spot on. I think I would
Yeah,
put
I don't
Eternals
even
a
think about
little
the
bit.
Eternals.
I put Eternals over Black Widow. I liked it a little bit better, but as
Yeah,
far as
the only
what I
thing
love,
that Black Widow gave me is Florence Pugh. I mean, it gave me her in MCU, but then I got more of her in Hawkeye. So
yeah,
I'm all about some Florence Pugh.
yeah.
So
Once you get Florence, I mean, I don't even care what movie she's in. I love her, and I hope she gets nominated for her movie. And Don't Worry, Darling. She was fantastic. But the only movies I actually loved in this phase was Spider-Man: No Way Home and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Everything else was
man,
okay at best. I just and it hurts me to say that because I really like um, Florence and Black Widow. I love David Harbour and Black Widow. I love the cast and I actually overall like the cast in Eternals. I think they just did that movie wrong.
I think I wish the Eternals, knowing about it, I think that honestly they should have gave um, Brian Tyree Henry a lot more, uh, you know, play, a lot more because
Yeah,
that guy is phenomenal. Um,
I
and
actually think they should have did like a little series setting up these characters better.
yeah, that'd been
Oh
great. That'd been smart.
yeah,
Because we weren't invested, and the one we was invested in killed. You're like, well, shoot, that's the one I like, man. You had him fly off to the sun, man. What are you doing, bro? You know, but
yeah, but
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I agree with you though. I think that this this phase of Marvel of the MCU has been a mixed bag, man. Where like Spider Man was so strong, I loved it, um, and I wanted to love uh, Multiverse of Madness, but I think that if they went more horror with Multiverse of Madness, it would have been better. Um, and I think that the reason they dialed it back, which was a bad idea. But I also think that they could have really did a what am I going to say? They could have did a better job with like if Chadwick Boseman never died, which we can't, he passed away. But if he never died, I think that this movie would have been so much better because I would love to have seen where they would have taken it to. Maybe even still including Namor, but Namor and him. And I thought that would have been an interesting showdown.
yeah.
Um,
It would have been great.
I
It
will
really
say
would.
that Ramona dying to save Riri was great. That Wakanda. I love how Wakanda is trying to do better by Riri Williams than they did for Killmonger. Not in the sense of like they learned from their mistakes as far
Yeah,
as like they should have taken that young man and raised him and taught him, and he would have been a different person, probably still alive within that world, that universe. But I think with Riri, they couldn't in good conscience turn this child over to be killed. Especially a brilliant mind that she has. You know, um,
yeah.
but yeah,
But, there is one thing I want to mention. Don't click on that. don't, don't, do not do it, Aaron. Yeah, don't
what
do it. Okay,
what?
Martin Freeman, right?
Go ahead, buddy.
Martin Freeman, his character. Do you
Mhm.
think he was needed in this movie? Really?
Not necessarily. Just to be like in for Julia Louis Dreyfus, like
Yeah.
Julia Lewis. Am I right? Or Julia Louis
Julia
Dreyfus?
Louis Dreyfus. Yeah.
I was right. Okay, Elaine, Elaine Bennis. I think that she's gonna always be Elaine. I don't care what she's in. Um, But yeah, I felt like she was. It was just. Is there another one of them?
It's Bilfer.
Milford, make me moderator to block the trolls. Yeah. Oh, how do I do that?
Good Lord, Aaron.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a good idea, man. I'm gonna look into doing that, man, and I would make you a moderator. That'd be great. Uh, but yeah, I might even. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, good idea. But yeah, we ain't gonna pop up because nobody's trying to get girls 18 X Y
Hey, hey,
Z.
hey! PG, Aaron.
Anyway, um,
But yeah,
I
they're
thought
married in
that,
in this movie, or
or
recently
they
divorced.
yeah,
Um,
I felt like he wasn't really necessary. Although it was cool to see him. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna end up in Wakanda. I assume because they rescued him. I assume that's where they're gonna
yeah,
take him to. So Wakanda
yeah.
is only like two or three white folks stay there.
The
Him,
thing I hate though is I thought we would have got a film with Black Panther and Bucky Barnes before he went back. I hate when we didn't get a movie with Chadwick and Sebastian Stan. When they rescued Bucky and everything. Like I was hoping we would get a team up movie with them too before he went back. And I don't know. I feel like they've dropped the ball a little bit.
mhm.
Some things they've teased in previous films and really didn't get any of it. But I don't know. I do agree with you though. He really wasn't needed. It was nice seeing him. It was like nice seeing Julia as well. It's like you get to know her a little bit more, her personality, because she's not being bossed around by the new Black Widow, Florence Pugh. So,
Mhm.
um, where do you see her in this next phase, Julia, her
I
character?
think she's I think she's gonna be like the leader. She's gonna be like the Viola Davis to the Thunderbolts. So she's gonna be like
Yeah,
the director for
I,
them, like
I think
gonna
I see
lead
that
them.
too. That'd be interesting, actually. I'm looking forward to the Thunderbolts movie. That
Mhm.
that, that cast is gonna be fun. I mean, it really is. You got the new Black
Are
Widow.
we
You
are we
got.
gonna have the young Hawkeye girl, Hawk girl? She can,
I
or
think
she
she's
won't
gonna
be
be
in it.
part of it. Yeah, I think she's
I
part
know
of it.
you can have Ghost in it or whatever her name
Yeah,
is, where she
Bucky's in
phases.
it. The new Captain America, not not Anthony Mackie, but the one they portrayed in the show. He's gonna be part of it.
Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell. So I
Yeah.
think it's got a great cast. I don't know what the story is. I don't even care. I just think it's gonna be fun.
I think his name's U.S. Agent, by the way.
U.S. agent.
Yeah, yeah,
That's his name.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
U.S.
Kurt Russell's son, U.S. Agent.
Well, I liked him though. I thought he was fun. He was different. He was interesting. But yeah, I think that's gonna feel more like Marvel Phase 1, 2, and 3. That Thunderbolt movie. I
Yeah,
think.
and I'm excited to see where they go with a. We can go ahead and talk about this now. I guess I'm excited to see where they go with the Avengers. I like the idea that you applied to this that Thor, Chris Hemsworth, it'd be maybe the next Thor be his last Thor, which I'm cool with that. I'm okay with phasing out all these older folks that needs to go. Like, go ahead, get rid of
Got,
Bruce
got a
Banner.
question about that though. If you phase out the originals, does the audience stay?
Maybe not, but still, or maybe you have somebody that is more captivating. Like maybe I can see Shang-Chi being more captivating. I don't know who would be the leader. I don't know if they will go ahead and give it to Captain America, aka Falcon. I don't know if they'll have him lead or they will. I don't know. Thunderbolts. It'd be interesting. I like the concept and dynamic of Thunderbolts that I do with the Avengers right now. I don't know who is an Avenger and who isn't.
We don't know who the Avengers are right now. We have no idea.
Like I don't even think there is Avengers right now. To be honest. Uh, Chris Hemsworth reveals he has genes that put him at risk of Alzheimer's. Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that.
That's
Um,
sad. It really is. My grandfather has it. It's sad to watch someone go through that.
Yeah, I had a family member that went through it. I wish I'm gonna try to find how to make someone a moderator. I ain't gonna try to do it now because
Because we're live, man. We're live.
we're live and we don't want to mess up. All right. Anyway, we can go ahead and get to our. Ready to go to your score, or who do you? Before we go to our score, who do you feel? Who do you see for sure? You think? And this is all speculative. Being an Avenger going forward, who do we have?
Well, with everything that Phase 4 gave us, it's really all up in the air because you have the Thunderbolts. You've you got the little what are they? What are they called? What were they called in Doctor Strange? Illuminati.
Yeah,
I
are they
feel
a
like
real
Doctor
thing?
Strange in this timeline is going to create that, so he probably won't be an Avenger. Right now, you got Thor, you got Hulk,
You don't have Spider
Ant
Man.
Man. I would say Captain America with Anthony Mackie. Uh, what's her name? What's her name? Captain Marvel, but she's also got the Marvel team. So the Avengers are lacking to say the least.
Yeah, I don't know who you would really put in there as being an Avenger. I would say, maybe Shuri, maybe Black Panther is considered an Avenger. I don't see her coming all the way from Wakanda to help out like that. I
You don't
didn't
have
even
the
consider
same.
Black
No,
Panther really an Avenger anyway. He was like a friend of the Avengers, but not so much an Avenger. Um,
well, I'll ask you a question because I don't know who's going to be the Avengers, but who's going to lead the ship? If we're finished with Phase 4, who do you see actually leading this ship? Who is the face of Marvel today?
who's gonna be the new Cap? Who's gonna be? Meaning the person that's kind of steering the. Would
Or
you
you
say
can even
Agent
say
Hill? Would you
co-captains
say
here.
Agent Hill, or would you say? Are you saying like who's leading is with superhuman abilities, or who's leading with like because we still have a Nick Fury. I assume he's coming back somehow.
Yeah,
And Agent Hill. Um,
he's still around, but like I like what I mean by that is like who's leading it, like Captain
he's a
America
Spider Man.
and Iron Man were.
I would say Spider Man would if he had not had everybody forget who he is. I don't think he's leading anything.
My question is Spider-Man even in the MCU anymore? I mean, I know a new
Without
trilogy's been announced, but is it actually Marvel or is it Sony's? Because is about to launch a new Spider-Man show. They're about to launch that Spider-Verse, that they've been planning for years. It's coming. So I wonder if Tom Holland's actually still part of the MCU.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. But I would say who is leading it. The I would say the one that I say that is right now fit to lead it. Honestly, would be Shang-Chi. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe because I wouldn't say Bucky. I would say
Now, Bucky's part
maybe
of the
maybe
Thunderbolt.
Captain, maybe Captain America, maybe Falcon. That Captain America would be the one that's fit to lead it. I mean, he is a proven leader. Uh, maybe him. That's the only one I can honestly say legitimately that will be taken serious enough to lead. I can see Chang Chi like coming to him and being at his side, and I can see Wong and other people kind of building around him. I, I say I go to Cap. It's going to be the new Captain
I,
America.
as far as who I think is like the face of Marvel right now, or the team leader, I gotta go Doctor Strange. I don't like him in his solo movies, but I feel he's grown the most. Deadpool will lead Avengers. Well,
That'd be hilarious.
if we're going that route, I'm gonna go Frank Castle. I'm gonna go Punisher when he debuted.
If we go that route, I go Daredevil. Then
Daredevil's actually got a
um,
legit shot, I think. to be a
Yeah.
major character in the MCU.
I'd
I
love
just
to see
say Frank
Wolverine. That'd be
because
awesome. It'd
I
be
love
awesome.
I love the Punisher. I'm looking forward to his official MCU debut. And the fact that it's John Berthel returning, oh man, I'm ecstatic because I'm a huge mark for John, as you already know. But I
I
love
know.
that man. I love that man. I do. I love him.
I've never seen the Punisher show, so I need to watch it. I need to watch Daredevil season 2 as well. Um, but yeah, yeah, I'm down, man. I think that I'm not gonna give up on Marvel just yet. I like to see where they go. I want to see like Man Thing included again. I love that
Yeah,
they brought him in. I want to see uh Werewolf by Night again because he was a very interesting character. Well, to just be a one off, I hope not, because he's so interesting, and I want to see more of him. Um, but yeah,
I think their dark universe they could build inside the MCU is. I hope they do more with Man Thing, the werewolf. I hope they do more of that. You're bringing Blade in, so you're
yeah,
going to bring vampires. You're going to bring this dark universe in to play here, and but I just hope it's more edgy than what we've gotten.
yeah.
It's I don't want a watered down version of Blade or
Horror.
Punisher. You know,
Yeah,
I
I
think they
agree.
should be more edgy.
Yeah. I thought that I think that I don't know. I think that honestly, with Wakanda Forever ending with it's it the ending with the end credit scene with T'Challa, the young
Yeah,
T'Challa, uh, I forget his name, Tucson, aka T'Challa. Um, one thing that it one thing that it does that is I would say it's kind of detrimental is it gets you looking forward to this kid one day becoming T'Challa, aka the Black Panther, and it kind of makes you skip right over Letitia Wright. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
you're like, oh, yes, he's gonna be the Black Panther one day, and you're like, I can't wait to see that happen. So it's like you like, well, I'm totally not even worried about you no more, man. When fast forward to when he's ready to take the mantle, you know, and that's sad to say, but that's what it did for me. When I seen him at the end, I was like,
I think
I'm
that's what
ready
it
to
did
see
for
him.
most people. Honestly, it's like, oh yeah, we want that now,
Yeah.
and it's not fair to her at all. But I think that's I think that's kind of one reason they did it because they probably felt the reception wasn't going to be great. And I don't know if that's because she's a woman or just because the connection you have with T'Challa. I don't know, but I don't know.
So that means that like M'Baku and now his family essentially will become royalty in Wakanda.
Yeah,
And Letitia Wright or Sherry, she is gonna be. I guess they. I think there's nobody poor in Wakanda, but I don't think that he has to live in the cave anymore. He can like come on into the mansion. I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works, man. She still got a job there, I guess, because she's like the scientist for Wakanda. Um, yeah, man, it's gonna be. I don't know what they're doing, bro. I have no idea. But let's go ahead and give our marks. You ready?
I'm ready.
I will go first. All right. I give this movie just 3 markouts out of 5. I thought that it was a valiant effort to honor Chadwick. Love the moment of silence they did at the very beginning and at the very end. I thought that was great. And when they showed the scenes on screen, I missed him. You know, I didn't cry or nothing. I missed him. Made me miss him in the
Yeah,
movie. You know, I'm like, I think that if it's while it being silent, it didn't get me that emotional as if they would have had some type of music or something up under it. It would have gave me a little bit more emotion, but it didn't. But I thought that she handled what she had well. But all in all, I was more interested in other people that they introduced, like Namor and Riri Williams
I agree.
and T'Challa. young T'Challa. I'm more interested in those people than I was in Sherry as Black Panther. So I give it 3.
He gives it 3. I will second that. I give it a 3 out of 5 as well on the mark out meter. I thought they handled Chadwick's absence well. His death, the moment of silence, I really enjoyed that they did that. I thought they honored him the best they could, honestly, and I think it's a great thing, and I also think it's a curse to the movie, is because throughout this whole film you feel that loss and you're just missing him. And for me personally, it just made me depressed because I realized it's more than just a fictional character we're missing. It's the life and the person that was Chadwick Boseman. So he personified Black Panther. For me, he's irreplaceable in the universe.
He personified Black Panther.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, I said that, Aaron. I said that. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Matt Carter says hello, by the way, on there. But go ahead.
I thought they respected Chadwick and what the Black Panther means, and I think I respect the film a lot. I respect it more than I enjoyed it, and that's where I stand with it. I don't know. But one thing I will say that I liked about this movie better than most what I've saw in Phase 4 is there wasn't 1,000 jokes throughout the whole movie. They took things seriously and they got back to somewhat feeling like Marvel again. So I did appreciate that.
I understand it.
I cringed too.
Bilfer, what is your marks for this movie? I'm interested to know. But yeah, I agree. It's like it felt more like Winter Soldier, or not Winter Soldier, but Civil War. That like that era of like no jokes. Because Marvel has gotten to a point where everything's comedic now. I blame the Guardians of the Galaxy because they just kind of took things to a comedic level, and that's where they're at now. That's where a lot of Thor was just straight comedy, but without being funny, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Bilfer says, "My mama told me don't say nothing when you have nothing good to say." Oh my goodness, woo! That tells you what he thought about it.
That's what he thinks about Phase 4 in general.
Yeah, well, he's not a fan at all. But this concludes our Marvel until like next year, maybe with
Yes,
Ant-Man.
yes. No
Ant-Man.
Marvel. I'm so happy.
Brandon, what do you choose next week?
Okay, we're going back in time. We're going back to 1993, I think, or maybe 1994. We're watching Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. Bilford, we're watching your girl, your Scream Queen in True Lies.
Okay. And then week after that, I think that I will go ahead and probably choose. I don't know. I'm thinking of Christmas Story too, but I don't know. We'll see.
It's gonna be already out.
Yeah, it's already out. It's on HBO Max now. But
okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I play it by ear, or I might like do an audible because that's what when Brandon shows something, like choose something, and I watch it, I'm like, maybe I should watch something sort of like that. So who knows? I might do another Arnie film. I don't know. We'll see. But in the meantime, in between time, Brandon, what we want them to do?
We want you to have a good time. We want you to have a good Thanksgiving. We want you to like. We want you to share. We want you to comment. We want you to dance. We want you to smile. We want you to laugh a little bit. But most importantly, we just want you to have fun in life. And Aaron's looking at me like.
Well, you did say subscribe, but yes, we want that too.
Subscribe, yes. Subscribe. Thank you. Come back again.
Oh no, I would not choose Carter. I did not like Carter. I'm sorry.
Carter, what's Carter?
It's on Netflix. It's gonna be like on my worst list, my man. I know it's a one take. It's like a one take and a lot of a POV. It's weird, man.
I've never heard
like
of it.
It's on Netflix. It's called Carter. It's like it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know, but I love your suggestions. If you give me something to watch, I will watch it. But yeah, we thank you for marking out with us here on the Mark Out Movie Podcast. You have a great Thanksgiving, as Randy says, and hug someone, love someone, be be kind and loving to one another. Let's not be buttholes. All right, so
Absolutely. Let's not be a butthole this Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
yeah,
not be
and,
one.
and if you're lonely, find somebody to talk to. Reach out to somebody. We love you. We love you here,
Just
and
don't
we
reach
thank
out
you
to
for.
the whatever sites that were popping up on here.
Yeah, don't reach out to those sites. Turkey Day, gobble gobble gobble. And if you got a friend that's of my ethnicity, get invited to their Thanksgiving because it's gonna be delicious. I can't speak for everyone else, but I'm playing. No, I'm just playing. Brandon's like, ain't shocked. It's okay. We're leaving now. We thank you for marking out with us.